Wait. What are you doing? What are you doing? You can't start without me. Start. Oh, that's so embarrassing when they start without you. Oh, well, I'm going to have to talk to my production crew. That's just the way these last couple of weeks have gone. Oh. Hello again from my front porch. I'm figuring out what's going on today. It's Monday and wow! But no, seriously, I am fortunate that for last week and this week here, I am here in Des Moines. I'm getting to work from home. Now, I'm fortunate that I'm getting to do that, but the problem is there's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, still taking care of the tying off the loose ends from the video shoot that I had done the week before over in Cincinnati, starting to see some of the draft videos come through and that. They're looking pretty good, pretty exciting. But now I'm working on fleshing out the curriculum that all that video will be used in, and I have all these other irons in the fire, as I tend to have. But like last week, for example, last Friday, I got to do a presentation with my former Waldinger coworker, Sherry Patzner. It was something we actually had signed up to do back when I was still at Waldinger. We were both there, but we agreed to go ahead and still do it anyway because there's no animosity, no hard feelings there. And so we did a half-day workshop on maximizing your workforce pipeline. Now, the bulk of it was a focus on structured on-the-job training and how utilizing that can help an organization be able to not only bring in and retain stronger quality, top quality people, but also how that can be used internally to prepare people for progression into roles, because there are a lot of entities that are now seeing, highly skilled roles that people are starting to getting ready to retire from, and there are not as many younger people wanting to step into those roles or walking in the door already ready to do those things. So how do you do that? Well, there's this new concept coming up that's being called an informal apprenticeship, which is basically an apprenticeship program, but without all of the formal constraints that a full apprenticeship program would have. And basically, when you really look at what an informal apprenticeship is, it's structured on the job training. I mean, it's the same basic concept. And so talking about that, how that could work, and then Sherry was there to also help educate them on how she was able to take that concept and use it for interns, to be able to, when they have summer interns coming in, that they are not just given busy work to do, not just assigned menial tasks, but they are actually being exposed to and taught elements out of the structured on the job training program for the role that they one day hope to be hired to do. And then if they come for even a couple of years doing internship with Waldinger, at the time that Waldinger would then offer them a position and they would get hired and start working, they've already leapfrogged ahead. They're a good 6 months at least into that process already, and so they're already flying down the road towards success in their role there. And so that pre-boarding concept is becoming a big thing too. And it's actually not just for college interns. I also showed an example of an entity that's doing that with high school students as well, that they're reaching out to those students that don't plan to go to college, but still want to have a decent paying job. In fact, for some people, going to college does not give them a decent paying job. But the emphasis being, hey, you don't want to go to college? There's nothing wrong with you. There's absolutely no, that's perfectly okay. You don't have to go to college to be successful. You go to college because what you want to be successful at requires a college degree, requires some college level training. But if that's not the direction you want to go, you don't have to go to college. In fact, going to college would be a foolish thing to do if you don't want to pursue something that requires college. And so that's what this company is doing, where they're saying, hey, if you're in that boat, we'd like to have you start coming to do some stuff with us while you're in high school, so that you're actually doing basically an informal apprenticeship in high school, but it's in conjunction with the school. So the kid is getting class credit, school credit, while they're going to the company and learning the job, learning to do the things. So that then that kid graduates high school, bam, they automatically walk right into their new full-time, well-paying job. I mean, that's really smart. That's the way to do it. And so that was the kind of stuff that we talked about in our half-day workshop. Very exciting, but it was, a little distracting too, because I got all this other stuff going on, and then now, boom, here's this now going on too. And that wasn't just it either. Friday night, then I headed over to Meskwaki Casino because my good friend Cindy Grill and her band Hot Tamale and the Red Hots were playing over at Meskwaki for the very first time, the very first casino gig that her band had done, and you better believe I was going to be there. I was going to be there to support her. And my bestie Tara, she went with me, and so the two of us went over and supported Cindy and had a great time. Cheering them on and enjoying their tunes Friday night. Then Saturday, I had a golf outing. Yeah, that's right, a golf outing. I don't play golf. And anybody who saw me on the course that day, they know I don't play golf. But it was for the Filipino American Society of Iowa, which, I'm one of the board members for, committee members. I don't know, I'm a leader. And so I agreed to go to this event, even though I don't play. And somebody loaned me a set of golf clubs. Great. And so, by the end of the day, I was doing okay. My putting was much better than the rest of my game, mostly because I have done mini golf, and so the putting part I had some practice on. But the initial, I don't even remember what the term is called, but the initial tee off, yeah, that I had a few that were really good. I didn't fall in the water. There's a big water hazard. I got over the water. I did on that one. I was very pleased because I was expecting a plunk. but I didn't, and so I was pleased about that one, that I didn't drop it in the water. But a lot of times I barely. This golf course has a place where you tee off, where the men tee off, and then they had other markers for where women could tee off and where senior citizens could tee off. So they were closer to the hole than where the one for the men was. And there were a few holes that when I teed off, my ball didn't even make it to where the women tee off. So yeah, Tiger Woods, you don't have to worry. I'm not catching up to you anytime soon. But that was a fun day. But it was a full day, and then that night, Saturday night, another good friend of mine, Pam, she asked me to go to see Toto with her down. They were appearing here in Des Moines. She'd gotten a couple of tickets, and she said, and I got these tickets, and I thought, Paul, he'd be fun to go to a concert with. I don't mind their reputation. and I enjoyed it. I thought going in, I know a couple of their songs. Actually, I knew more than I thought. I think I knew 5 or 6 of the songs that were played. There were still several of the songs I didn't know, but that was okay. It was a great concert. They did a fantastic job, and it was a good show. So I enjoyed that a lot as well. But so then that gets me into Sunday, and Sunday I was finally able to just kind of relax a bit, but then also I had to get serious about doing work stuff, because not only, again, am I still working on this curriculum stuff, but this morning already now, I had a quick little video interview with another good friend of mine, Roy Pollack, who is one of the creators and leaders of the thing called the 6 Disciplines of Breakthrough Learning. It's a concept for developing training that is, first of all, soundly based in what does the business or the organization need, and then building it all out from there, so that from that point on, everything ties back to that need. And then you get to the back end, and you're not evaluating based on how many people attended and sat in seats, but you're evaluating based on, did we actually meet the business need that was identified up front? And so I'm a big fan of the 6Ds, and have been since I was first introduced to them back in 2008, so well over a decade ago. And still love it. Still think it's an incredible, great concept. But so Roy had me do a quick interview with him this morning, because he's developing a self-study course for 6D stuff, or transfer of learning using 6Ds and things like that, and asked if I would be willing to be interviewed for a segment in this as part of one of the Ds, the one that talks about deliver for application. And that's talking about what you deliver in training needs to be readily approachable by the students. They need to be able to see, how does this apply directly to what I'm doing? And structure on the job training, as found in this book right here that just happens to be laying by me, Structured on the Job Training, is of course a no-brainer for direct application, because you're learning what you're supposed to be doing while you're actually doing what you're supposed to be doing. And so there are no why questions. Well, why do I need to know this? Because you're doing it right now. So it definitely fits well with that. And so I was very honored to get to that. But that meant that he sent me the questions in advance. So last night I was spending a little time thinking through what did I want my answers to be, and so I could sound reasonably intelligent. And so I think hopefully I sounded reasonably intelligent. I don't know. I guess I'll find out when I see him. Now I got to get back to working on the curriculum stuff, and in the midst of all of this, I'm also working on the program for the upcoming Pista Sanayan. I got to get this right because I'm an MC for this event. But it is coming up this coming Saturday, October 5th, and it is for the Filipino American Society of Iowa. It's a big annual Filipino community celebration, and that's what Pista Sanayan means. We started using that term this year for it. Last year it was just a fiesta, because the Spanish actually controlled the Philippines for over 300 years. So there's a whole lot of Spanish influence in the Philippines, including things like they refer to having fiestas. But the event coming up Saturday, the person who traditionally has done the programs and the print-up things in the past is actually running for a city council office in Urbandale, and so he doesn't have the bandwidth to be able to do it. So it got shifted over to me, and I'm like, okay, I can do this. Well, now I have to get that done, and so I'm working on that, scrambling. So I got to get back to that today now too, because that's got to get to the printer so it's ready by Saturday, which means I got to get all that information assembled, because there's a lot of information still missing, and so I got to get all that assembled, put it together, and then also be working on the curriculum, getting that stuff done. And this week, October 2nd. It's my birthday again. Woohoo! I don't have any big plans on my actual birthday this time. Last year I did a karaoke party just on my birthday in the middle of the week. But this week, what we're doing instead, on Friday, the 4th I think it is. Yeah, I hope I got those dates right. At Merle Hay Lanes, Kevin Lindgren, who is a fantastic musician and a good friend, he's doing a concert at Merle Hay Lanes on that Friday night, and we've decided that me and my Merle Hay Lanes shenanigan friends, we've decided that that's just where we'll do my birthday as well. We'll just tack it on to that. And so those who are interested in wanting to help celebrate Paul's birthday, that's where it'll be. Not a big thing like my 50th was, for sure, but just a little gathering there. And then when things wind up at Merle Hay Lanes, then I got to go over to Down Under, where Abby Normal will be performing, because sadly enough, Abby Normal has announced their retirement. That the band Abby Normal is going to come to an end after this coming weekend. This Friday and Saturday are the last Abby Normal performances. And it's sad. It's going to be an end of an era. But in talking with the folks that are the band leaders, they indicated that they've accomplished everything that they had hoped to accomplish. They've kind of plateaued as Abby Normal, and so it's time to just sort of bring that entity to an end. It happens with bands all the time. Bring that one to an end, and they're going to be now shifting in other directions and doing other creative things. And so I'm excited to see all of that, because they're all extremely talented people. But Friday night then, Jana, who is Abby, everybody says it, Jana has instructed me very specifically that when things wrap up at Merle Hay Lanes Friday night, then I need to head over to Down Under so I can get my birthday spankings from Abby Normal. And I can get my birthday spankings from them at any time, but I'm not going to miss my last chance to get birthday spankings from Abby Normal. That's for sure. So gonna go do that. And then of course Saturday, the Pista Sinayon at the Giovannetti Center in Urbandale, Iowa. If you would like to attend, shoot me a message and I'll send you the information. It's going to be a great time. A lot of performances, some delicious food. There'll be some presentations. We have some fantastic sponsors who have signed on to this, some really supportive individuals. It's going to be a great festive time. And plus, I get to be an MC, so you'll get to see that too. So come on out and do that. And then, I don't even know what's happening after that. I just got to survive that long. All right. So, now I need to go breathe some oxygen and get back to what I was doing. All right. With that, I'll see you all next time from my front porch.